Cooking at home with the Davises, the cutie pie dish.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Quentin. You are in our kitchen. My wife probably told you earlier that we are having a Jambalaya cook-off. That means she's cooking gumbo, I'm cooking jambalaya. We decided to do this because a lot of times our daughter called us and asked us, how do you make this? How do you make that? How do you make this? And so we're going to put this legacy, this recipe on film for her to look back on and say, hey, this is how my mom and dad did this. This is how they did that. So stay tuned for a lot more episodes of Cooking with the Davises. Our first cook is going to be the Jambalaya. So let's see how it turns out. Okay, first I want to add here, I'm using our new wave oven. I got my Dutch oven here. First we're going to add the bacon. Just throw the bacon in there, get that real nice fatty bacon-y taste. Stir it up a little bit here, get it going. First I added the bacon. Let that cook a little bit. Break it down. Get that nice bacon flavor. Some bacon fat. Yeah, I'm going to add some bacon fat. Let that cook real good. Ooh, the smell. You can smell it already. It's smelling great. Smelling great. Let me turn the temperature down a little bit. Now I want to add my sausages. There we go. Add those sausages. I want those sausages to get nice and brown. Basically with me, I just throw it all in the pot and just keep stirring it. You know, make sure it doesn't stick. But I'm one of those kind of visual cookers. Cook by sight, by smell. Some days I don't even measure the ingredients. I just can tell how much it needs. Like right now, we only cooking for 3 to 4 people. So I didn't want to cook too much and have a lot left over. I wanted to make sure I cut the sausages up just right and have the right amount of protein in here where everybody can get more than their fair share of the protein that's in this dish. So let's just let that sit for a minute. Let it continue to cook. Yeah, I hear it cooking. I hear it. I can hear it. There we go. Next ingredient I'm going to add is the chicken. Remember, I grilled this chicken first. That's just how I do it. You know, I grew up in Chicago, but my parents are from Louisiana. And so I always grew up watching them cook, especially my grandmother. They cooked some everything. Raccoon, turtles, rabbits, squirrels. Let's give it a couple more stirs here. With that nice bacon flavor infused throughout everything. Keep letting that cook. Looks good. This is just the beginning. Now remember those chicken wings I told you about? Grill? I'm going to throw them right in there right now. Let that cook along with that. Now that I have all of this cooked together, all those flavors, I'm going to remove this meat. I'm going to remove this. And I'm going to place it in a bowl. Now I want to add the shrimp. Let them cook a little bit. Add a little butter to this. I want to sear these. I want to sear them real nice. Now, I am going to remove these shrimp into a bowl. Cooking at home with the Davises, folks. We do a lot of cooking in this kitchen. every day either me and my wife are cooking. We basically cook it together. So let me add my vegetables. Okay. Smelling great. All right. Smelling absolutely great. I want to break this down really well. I think it's time to add the next ingredient. There we go. So that's just a cup of rice. I didn't even use, I used a quarter of a bell pepper green, quarter of a bell pepper red, quarter of a bell pepper orange. Most people just probably use one, green bell pepper. Me, I like color. I like a little variety. It all turns out well, turns out good. And let that cook down, cook that. You don't have to brown the rice, but you want to coat it really well and let it cook a little bit more. I turn the heat down so it won't burn. I'm gonna put about 3 cups in here. You see here, about 3 cups. Add it a little bit. Now I want to add my tomatoes. I like to put in at least, at least 4 or 5 cherry tomatoes for that. I like to use whole tomatoes, so let me add a couple of whole tomatoes to this. And I was really careful when I put together my Cajun spices not to add too much pepper, because when you add pepper to tomato-based products, it amplifies it. It makes it a lot more spicier. So I didn't want to do that either. So I'm going to do that. Also like to add some diced tomatoes. Again, I just go by what it looks like. And that looks fine to me. Just got some fresh thyme out of my garden. I'm just gonna go and put that in there. Some fresh thyme. Just put it in there like that. Again, I just got a teaspoon of salt, not an itty bitty amount of black pepper, some pepper flakes. I got a teaspoon of garlic powder, teaspoon of onion powder, teaspoon of paprika, and some chili powder. Again, a lot of people make it many different ways, but this is just how I do it here.
Good morning. So today is our cooking competition. Me, Tracy, I'm going to make gumbo. Shortly when my husband gets up, Quentin, he'll make jambalaya. But since I'm the early riser, I get started on my business first. So the ingredients I'm going to use are going to be shrimp, andouille sausage, and chicken. But first, I got to make the roux. As you can see, the andouille sausage is cut up. After I finish with the roux, which you can't leave by itself, so I have to get back to the other side, then I'll go ahead and do the protein. As you can see, the andouille sausage is cut up, the chicken is cut up, and I have the shrimp. I'm still stirring. It's like a light color, so got a while to go. Just wanted to give you an update. Still stirring. We are almost there. We're at the peanut butter color, so that's good. But we're going to take it down to the dark chocolate so it can be authentic. Now, as you can see, we're at the milk chocolate color. We're going to take it just a little bit further so you can get it a little bit more to the dark chocolate. Because, dark chocolate is always better. So after the roux got a nice dark chocolate, I added in the Holy Trinity. That's onions, celery, green pepper. So far I've added 2 cups of chicken broth and I'm stirring. And now I'll add in my roasted garlic, or you can use fresh garlic, whatever you like. It's up to you. So we want to make sure that we put our temperature on high so that it incorporates. I have roasted garlic and regular garlic. And then we want to go ahead and start with our seasoning. I'm going to put in some hot sauce. I like hot sauce. And we want to make it authentic. Put in some Creole seasoning. Creole dish. And then we always want to have our Worcestershire sauce. And then we're going to give it a good stir. Then finally, I like to use chicken bouillon because I think that it amplifies the flavor. And we'll put in some bay leaves and let this cook for a little bit. And then we'll be ready for the protein. This is Cooking at Home with Tracy and Q. This is our Independence Day cooking competition. Let's see who did it better. I have the gumbo, he's making the jambalaya. And my cousin Andy will be our taste tester, blind taste tester. See you in a minute. All right, we're almost at the end. So we're stirring everything up. Now it's time to add the protein. So I have my smoked sausages, which are already cooked, but I always cook them a little bit so that they can get a nice little crisp on them. And then I also have my chicken, which was cooked, sliced, poured in, let this marinate. We're gonna add the shrimp in last, like maybe the last 5-10 minutes. The shrimp cooks pretty fast and you don't want to overcook it. Put a little bit of seasoning salt. All purpose is better since you have so many seasonings going on in here. And you always want to salt to taste what works better for your palate. Putting the shrimp in. And that's what you call gumbo. You serve it with rice. And also it's always good to have cornbread, which we will have. We'll make the plates. I'll show you what it looks like. And we'll do the taste test.
All right, everything is done. We see here you have a red pot and a blue pot. Okay, it's like a blue peel, red peel type of thing. And so my wife's pot is this really lovely blue color, minus the red pot. Total cooking time for my dish was about less than 2 hours. How much was it for yours?
Mine was about 4 hours.
4 hours. So her dish took about 4 hours. Mine took about less than 2. So the next time our daughter called us, or one of our children call us and say, "Hey Dad, how do you make that jambalaya?" I said, "You got to see the video." So the next time our daughter called, one of the children call and say, "Hey Mom, how do you make that gumbo?" Say, "Hey, you got to see the video." And so this is a legacy competition here to make sure we have on record for the next generation, our family, how recipes were passed down. A little backstory: Tracy grew up in New York. Her parents are from Georgia. So I think she's a better contemporary, more modern cook than I am. I grew up in the Chicago area, Argo Summit, and my parents are from Louisiana. During the migration, they went to Louisiana. During the migration, Tracy's parents left Georgia, went to New York. Mine went to Chicago. So I think I do a much better job with the Southern style cooking. It's traditional African American cooking, but my wife here, she's really good at cooking contemporary stuff. But this in Georgia inspired gumbo versus my Louisiana inspired jambalaya. We call it Jambalaya. So let's do a taste test. We got Andy, our cousin in town from California. She's gonna come do a little taste test to see how it look. But the colors look pretty. Take a look. We got the corn on the cob. Got the corn on the cob. I cut it up, slice it up, put some butter on it. The rice. We have our cornbread. Of course, again, take a look. Gumbo Jambalaya. Here we go. Let's just take a little taste test. They both look good though.
They do. It's
They
interesting.
both
One's
look-
dark and one's light.
Yeah. They both look really good. Both of them have pretty much the same ingredients. I didn't add a lot of salt to mine. I only put a teaspoon of salt. So you may have to salt to taste mine. But there are a lot of flavors going on.
Okay.
All right. All right. So we can
That's
try
number
it.
one. Do you need some water to clear out your palate?
Oh, sure.
Need some water?
Yeah.
So take a look, see how you like that. Difference. Same ingredients.
Wow. It's interesting because this is a tomato base, right?
Right. Right. Yeah.
That's good. That's the better one.
So what you just chose was the jambalaya.
Jambalaya?
The jambalaya. This was the this is the gumbo. And
Okay,
that's the jambalaya.
got it. This one has a lot more seasoning in it. This one's good, but this one has a little bit more in it, if that makes sense. This one has like an extra step to it.
Okay. Well, thank you for your opinion, and let's wrap it up, Trey. So there you have it. It's all fun and it's family, so you know we just did a little cook-off. Our next challenge, I know we're gonna do a fried chicken
Who's
challenge.
this one? Are you gonna tell me?
We're gonna do a fried chicken
Okay.
challenge, and we're gonna do a pork belly challenge. We're gonna do a rib challenge. I think that'll be about it.
Oh my god,
You
that's
know-
delicious.
That's delicious. So she still say, what can I say? You know. All right. Thank you all for joining us today. Cooking with the Davises. This was the Legacy Challenge.